Hello. The Romans introduced the mansio, a lodging house or hotel for those travelling on official business, and also the taberna or tavern to Britain. Both fell out of use in the post-Roman period. Travellers in early medieval England could seek shelter and hospitality in a monastery, and unless one had friends or relatives along the way, the alternative might be a barn, a ditch, or a bivouac in the woods. Substantial manors and monastic houses all had their own brew houses. Inns and taverns reappear in England in the 12th century, driven by an increase in travel, partly due to a rapidly expanding cloth trade. The result was a network of inns across the country by the start of the 15th century. In contrast with alehouses, taverns and inns catered for a more prosperous clientele and were generally based in substantial premises with several rooms and cellar space. Accommodation was needed for travellers, of which there were two main groups: merchants and pilgrims. Travelling merchants required not only lodgings for themselves, they also needed stabling and feed for horses and safe overnight storage for their wares. The cheapest rooms were communal, often with shared beds. Individual rooms with locking doors might be available for those prepared to pay a premium for the luxury. By the early 15th century, all major urban centres had a dozen or more inns, and most market towns offered a choice of 3 or 4. These establishments played a key role in economic life. Several inns claim to be the oldest in England. The Olde Trip to Jerusalem, built into Castle Rock on which Nottingham Castle stands, is said to have been established in 1189. Trip in the name is used here in an early sense of a stop or a rest, an interruption as in tripped up, rather than its common modern meaning of an excursion or a journey. There are no documentary sources to confirm a date of 1189. Dendrochronology dating of timbers found nothing earlier than 1585. It's possible that the caverns behind were in use before that date, possibly as a brew house for the castle occupants. The Trip has local competition in Nottingham, with the Bell in Angel Row and the old Salutation on the corner of Houndsgate, both also laying claim to the title of the oldest inn in Nottingham. Parts of the Mermaid Inn at Rye date to 1420, with a 13th century vaulted stone cellar beneath, but an inn on the site is claimed to have been in business since 1156. During alterations carried out in the 1970s, timbers from the Porch House in Stow-on-the-Wold were carbon dated to approximately 50 years either side of AD 1000, confirming the early origins of the building, said to have been founded by Athelmar, Duke of Cornwall in the mid-10th century as a hospice, and at one time run by the Knights Hospitallers. But there's no evidence of it being an inn until much later. In 1464, a parcel of land facing the King's Highway at Peasenhall in Suffolk was leased by nearby Sibton Abbey to one John Kemp, who built the new inn. It's highly likely the new inn replaced an existing monastic property, providing hospitality to passing travellers. The design copied that of a typical open hall house of the period, very similar to Gurney Manor in Somerset as it developed in the late medieval period, and which we looked at in part 10 of this series. A large communal room, open to the roof, with a central hearth and a 2-storey solo wing accessed by stairs at one end, and ground floor service rooms at the opposite end of the hall. However, to make the building suitable as an inn, here the solo wing has been extended and jetted out to provide guest accommodation, and a spacious cellar added for brewing and storage. Over time, chimneys were inserted, allowing the open hall to be divided into an upper and lower storey. The service wing was extended, and also jetted, providing additional space. In the 19th century, and by then no longer an inn, the property was subdivided to create separate cottages and workshops. During World War II, it was used to house children evacuated from London. Afterwards it was neglected and at one point threatened with demolition before ownership was transferred from Blyth Rural District Council to the Landmark Trust in 1971, and the Trust have refurbished the building while respecting the form of its medieval New Inn roots. The hall ceiling has been removed to reveal the timber roof trusses with an original octagonal crown post, and mullioned windows have been reinstated. The two doorways that once led through a screen into a cross passage and the service rooms with attractively carved spandrels have been exposed as another period feature. And the new inn at Peasenhall now has a new purpose as a characterful holiday retreat. Next time I'm going to take a look at another building that began life as a typical open hall house and retains many of its original features, the Old Hall at Crosscombe in Somerset. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.